Of course, you say, to write to everybody, you just couldn't do it. But I hear of perks to European MEPs for breast enlargements in our national press, for Viagra tablets, bowing to the taxpayers, and yet people whose jobs have been affected and they don't get a say.
Britannia, Britannia rules the waves.
I brought them, but I'm not putting them out until
One of them turns up, yeah. Peter's bought his reform banners, but he says he's not putting them out till one of them turns up. So here. Big bow, everyone. Thank you very much. Everyone's watching. Bit of an audience today.
Hey, was it the night of the proms? It's been good. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
it's like the council. She's the country.
Yes, Stephen Crane, get sharing, please. Get sharing. We're live in Royton Town Hall today. Council corruption, nothing else. Council corruption, honesty, openness, and transparency, which we don't get off our council. We don't get off any council, actually, do we? We know that. So, Dorothy and Peter are going to speak, and I'll get a thing in. No, you start going. You can start going if you want.
This protest was booked in with Oldham police. It's for 2 hours, 12 noon until 2. And I am sitting there and Keir Starmer saying about me. You don't know me, Keir Starmer. I've never met you. But how dare you tell me that I am a far-right racist? How dare you?
You tell him, Pete. You tell
We've
him.
had politicians within the three main parties that have, since the 1970s, have absolutely catastrophe in this country. It's your fault, Labour, Conservative, Lib Dems. But why do you condemn a person who's trying to do the best for the country? Now, on Toonsberg's political broadcast on Sunday, Keir Starmer, you said that you paid £20,000 for a field to put donkeys in because your mother had cancer. Where are you, Keir Starmer? Have you got the buckle? Only great because of your despicable foot. No, it has to be said. And when we've got councillors on the gravy train who don't want to do nothing but draw their allowance date, shame on you. Now, reform councillors, and we've got 3 in Oldham now, to inform whether they can come out. I haven't had a message from them yet. You know, I'm sick to death of people that our council is run by gangsters, cartels. I don't want to hear it. I want the truth. But on the front page, on 2022,
It's not fucking.
Cross,
It's not right enough.
Failures covered up. Greater Manchester Police and Oldham Council covered up the gross failings with the Pakistani grooming gangs raping young white girls from the front page. Now, the Oldham Crown has been informed on this, but it can't continue. You have done this, Keir Starmer, and the Tories and the Lib Dems. This is our country, and none of us would chain away a family in fear of their lives. No one. So please don't put words in our mouths. The top and bottom of it is we don't want boatloads of young men coming over here where we have to pay for their upkeep, their healthcare and that. It has to come to an end. It's absolutely scandalous what's going on. And at 72-year-old, I've had to come out here because our councillors and our politicians don't give a strong enough mind. Keir Starmer, please, don't you dare call me.
Are you talking about Oldham Council? Oldham Hospital?
We want to do the in Oldham Council. And we've got 60 councillors so far on the gravy train. We've got 2 in Royton South, Maggie Early, News.
Some people are right arseholes, honestly. She's one of them.
You weren't right when you were promoting yourself in the Royton Band Club. Did you? I saw you, Councillor Hughes, and Maggie Early grinning, thinking it's funny at the Palestine when 2 loggerhead councils, Oldham Labour, the Oldham crew at Loggerhead, and you thought it was funny, but this isn't funny, it's going to be on the jaw. The council tax, I've heard, is going to go up another 5%. The wasting of money, and can you hear me, Councillor Chris Goodwin? I was on the phone to you 3 weeks ago, sorry. I had a meeting with you at Crompton Cemetery where my family member had to be exhumed 3 months in the ground, exhumed because of your gross negligence. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. But when we've got our Chris Goodwin, a councillor of Oldham, who doesn't even respond when we've got lies, deceit, collusion, cover-up. I hope he's after them corrupt councillors. I hope that's where he's gone. People shouldn't have to stand up. But we're being forced on us. You say it, but people don't want to hear. Excuse me, you know that's whenever you're a
No, we're not turning it down, mate. Don't matter. Contact the police. Contact the police. It's organised by them.
Second time we've had a marching train to come out, and we have every right We have every right. There'll be no money for market traders if it carries on. There'll be no money left. It's 2 o'clock. It's not going to be like this for the full 2 hours. So, if people want honesty, openness and transparency within this council, then please bear with us and listen. Please bear with us and listen. The paperwork's gone in. The megaphone's been put down. The amount of people attending have been put down. You know, where do we draw a line? Members of the public last time we were here said we couldn't hear you. Now we've got a market trader saying they can't hear his customers. I don't want to keep paying into corruption, and neither does anybody else. And unfortunately, not that many people have got the guts to stand out and fight. Councillors hold an important position of trust and authority, and we must demand and hold them to the highest possible standards. And that's what we have to do. We can't continue for this council to be untouchable with its councillors, to lie, to deceive, to collude, to breach the councillors' codes of conduct. It's absolutely...
one at market traders. Oh, you're too loud. Well, go on phone the police. Come on, Dorothy.
I'm here in Royton because my fight started in Royton. I'm here because I'm trying to safeguard your children, not my children. Maybe if I get some great-grandchildren, yes. But yes, I'm safeguarding your children. I put a standard complaint into Oldham on the 23rd of January this year. After so many years of ignoring the safeguarding failings of Ofsted and OMBC, who you pay your council tax to, you probably pay for your market stall to them as well. You're enabling us to cover up the safeguarding failings of our children. And then we've got a market trader telling us to be quiet. We can't be quiet. Them children need to be heard.
Yeah, they do.
The grandparents, the great-grandparents, because nobody's listening in the government. Our country is being failed all through by Ofsted. The starving me, I haven't had any benefits for 7.5 years. I know that's not your concern, but it's because I spoke up for your children in Royton. I've been condemned by you. Seen a lady this morning who refused to employ me because I safeguarded the children of Royton. She has children too, but she refused to employ me because I spoke out, because I wouldn't turn a blind eye, just like Oldham Council. Like my doctors on Chapel Street, just round the corner from here. And I'm hoping that I've promulgated it so they can hear it. I'm not being silent for one of you. Not one of you. You might have your jobs on the market. You might have your jobs in the shops, the library. But I've been denied work. I've been denied benefit for safeguarding your children. Under 5s cannot speak out for themselves. Get a grip and listen. It's your children, it's their future I'm fighting for. I'm not doing this alone. There's other people in other towns doing it. Because it's happening worldwide in our country. We're not safe. I've heard somebody this morning telling me they're pulling their kids out of school because they're frightened to send them to school. Some are frightened to send them to preschool, and I'm not surprised. I know what goes on. Yeah, I don't blame you for home education. That's the best thing you can do for your child. Yeah, no, I'm just telling her. Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Well done, well done.
Oh, yes, I've
Well
just got support from somebody with a baby. Somebody who can see it. She's home educating her. child. There's a lot of people who are being groomed by the church. I don't know if you realise you're being groomed. You want a place in Crompton House, do you? You want a place in Blue Coats for your kids, so you can brag they're in the best school, but they're grooming you. They want your money. They don't safeguard your children, and they'll get them out the best chance is not paying. Ofsted won't speak to me. Ofsted covered up. They served a 5-year penalty in July. In September, they re-registered the same preschool under a different reference number, so none of you parents would be aware that it's happening in your community. Squirrels before and after school club in High Crompton refused to employ me because I'm a whistleblower. Yeah, I speak up for children. I'm not ashamed of what I am. I'm not going to turn a blind eye, not for one of them. It's them that need me to speak out. It needs all of you to do it. It needs all of you to stop paying your council tax till they safeguard the children. That's the only way you'll get your children safeguarded. They just want your money. Your money is all that matters to them. No child matters to them. There's a 10 councillors in Shaw. I went to them because I couldn't get a job working with children because I'd safeguarded up. Marquis refused to help me. He even advised women, women who's actually bore children. He'd advised women not to help me safeguard the kids. That's Marquis in Shaw. If you don't let him out, you need to vote him out. You need to vote Lisa Navesy out. Shaheen Mustak, Maggie Early, Jay Hughes, all the Royton councillors are ignoring your children. I get dirty looks. I get threatened when I come out. But then you all get the opportunity. You can come back at me. I'm not scared of any of you. I'm not scared of nobody. I wasn't scared of Ofsted. Every teacher in a school is frightened of Ofsted. All they think about is their jobs. Their jobs is all that matters. Does anybody know the name of Christopher Pickup in St Paul's, Royton? He was jailed 2 years ago, or it might be nearly 3 now, for abusing boys. 2 different schools, and they kept that quiet in Oldham Council. They tried to sell his house off and make it into somewhere for children, an home for children. Your children are just being used through that council tax. Your children can't vote. It's a shame because they would vote Jim McMahon out in this constituency because Jim McMahon's failing them. So what I did, I spoke to Lindsay Oil, Speaker of the House of Commons, and asked him if I could go to Debbie Abrams. And he said, yeah. So on the 19th of September, I had an appointment for Debbie Abrams. And when I got there, she hadn't turned up. I don't deal with anybody outside my ward. And that is because she knows I'm a whistleblower. I was sacked for safeguarding your children. I don't know if your children go to the market. I don't know if they go to Sweet Deal. But I know children need safeguarding. Not just in Royton, in this country. And if nobody's prepared to do it, it's going to carry on and carry on. Lost it right now.
I'll have a. Right, you do then. Transfer me over, like I said, leader of the mass life.
The whistleblowing for safeguarding.
Yeah, I'll get on it.
And the council did nothing, the councillors did nothing, and the worst of all, the churches did nothing.
Come on, get sharing, guys, please. Share. X, Telegram. I haven't done any sharing, so I probably won't get a lot of views, but come on. Get sharing in the Oldham groups, please.
And this is what it's about. It's an open talk where elderly people of Oldham and Royton shouldn't have to come out bulking with Greater Manchester Police. And all politicians, all churches, all councillors to account. There's been failing, absolute fraud, failing. But he replied to Keir Starmer saying anyone who votes for reform is far right and racist. Oh, please, Keir Starmer, I am far from far right and racist. I am sick to death of the ping pong game that you Tories, Lib Dems, making absolute wrong parliamentary suggestions, costing the people of this country money, fleecing us, while you come out all smiling. Absolutely scandalous.
One of the ones I've done it, yeah. Bang, like, not bored at all. But yeah, like I say, your speech, look,
Been a proper tune, actually, am I?
no. No, we've got to be a bit. We've got to be a bit.
That will wish any harm on anyone who fleeing for their life. But we haven't got them fleeing for their life. They're leaving us safe haven. We've paid France millions, if not billions, to stop them, and they're still coming across. But where are they? 33,000 this year. Where are they? How many years it gone on? Stop the boats, for heaven's sake. Stop the boats. And we've got councillors too frightened of speaking up. And then we've got fraction councillors, Oldham Labour and the Oldham group, bickering about what's going on in Palestine. This should have never got to this state. And that's the last I'm saying of it. This is Oldham. And keep what you say in that council chamber to Oldham. But when you don't reply to us, are you listening, Councillor Chris Goodwin? Are you listening, Nazir Dad, Island Council Officer? Why haven't you replied? You've had a meeting with me regarding the flooding at Crompton Cemetery, costing my family to have a family member exhumed. You despicable bunch of gravy train parasites. Absolutely. It is. It's wound you up. How would you like your family to be dug up after 3 months in the ground when you knew about the flooding? I'm sick of your lies, your deceit, your cover up, your closing of ranks, while you keep putting the council tax up and ripping hard-earned pensioners of Royton, Oldham, Shaw, the old borough of Oldham, while you sit there grinning, thinking you're untouchable. It has to come to an end.
Introduce me, Pete. Introduce me.
I thank you to this gentleman here. His name's John Lawrence. He's the leader of the Oldham Housing Party group. And unfortunately, I informed Lewis Quigg. If anybody doesn't know Lewis Quigg, he usually stands up, tries to hold this council to account. He has defected with 2 others to reform. Where are they? Don't go down that route, reform. Please do not go down that route. We want you to stand up and fight with us. We want you to hold the corruptness. You came out, Lewis, 3 weeks ago. You said you were going to put an end to the corruption. The people who have helped with the corruption are going to be sacked. You mentioned the cooking of the books. Where are you? So I'll pass over to John Lawrence, leader of the National Housing Party in Oldham, and I thank him because he's got the decency to come out, film it, trying to get it out there while we've got councillors sitting on their backsides, taking the 10.5 to £15,000 a year allowances for doing nothing, only chewing gum and grinning.
Thank you, Peter. Peter Brown, Oldham's finest activist. So I just want to go back to what Dolly was saying about schools. Oldham does not have a good standing with the schools overall. I can tell you that. There's been lots of scandals. Waterhead Academy has just come out of special measures the past couple of years because it's a failed school like a lot of them. But Ofsted don't like this to come out into the public, so they'll cover it up. They'll pay teachers off, they'll threaten them, they'll intimidate them so that they don't say anything, just like what's happened to Dorothy with the under fives. And we just had a member of the public come out saying she's going to homeschool her children. She don't want to send them to school. It's that bad. I can't. I'm not even gonna go. Not yet. But I won't go there. But yeah. So Oldham schools, just be careful how you treat you. Just be careful what you say. Somebody was arrested by the police for complaining about the school on a WhatsApp group. You just couldn't make it up. And now when you go in school, you're berated if you wear certain kinds of clothing or anything like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. But as Dolly says, Ofsted don't want these things coming out, so they dumb it down. They'll silence teachers by intimidating them and threatening them with the jobs and stuff like that. It goes on all the time. Peter's going on about the council. It's not just our council, it's councils across the UK who are corrupt. They're embroiled in scandals everywhere. Bradford are holding their constituents up 15% on the council tax, and that's across London as well. Our council tax is going to be going up as well. What for a failed town and failed council? Even Elon Musk has mentioned about Oldham, it's that bad. So please vote differently. Let's get the corrupt Labour council out and these horrible, gravy-trained councillors who are only in it for themselves. Just as Brian Orbin, Deputy Mayor, said, what's in it for me? He didn't say what's in it for his community. He said, what's in it for me? So he obviously doesn't care.
Corrupt council.
And, we want people to engage with us. And I don't know if people know, there's been protests at the Victoria Hotel, formerly the Bower Hotel. And the only councillor to come down was Abdul Wahid of the Oldham Group to communicate with residents. That's the only councillor out of 12 councillors in that area who's been down to engage with the community. So big up the Oldham Group, big up Abdul Wahid. We need to tackle these things instead of being silent, instead of calling people Nazis and stuff like that. Nobody's a Nazi. If you want to call all white people Nazi, then we'll call everyone else terrorists. But it just doesn't work like that. We're just normal people, and we want our council held to account. Peter's banner, honesty, openness, and transparency. There's none of that in our council. Just a few months ago, they were ducking and diving because they had a private meeting, which another councillor had recorded. And this is what the council's like. And then in the council chamber, they're calling each other's names. Instead of sorting out our town, they must call each other names within the council meeting. And you couldn't make it up. My 16-year-old grandniece could do better in that council than any of them. Anyway, I'll pass you over to Oldham's Premier, #1 activist and public speaker, Dorothy Lord.
Back again, back to let you know it's in the public interest that we're here. We want to keep your children safe. We want to keep Oldham safe. We want to keep everybody safe. As I said, I put a standards complaint in on the 23rd of January to Oldham Council. The ruling is they have to respond to you within 20 days. It was on the 23rd of January this year. I've told Lewis Quigg and I still haven't heard anything. And we're nearly out of this year. And this is an outstanding safeguarding cover-up from Ofsted from years ago. Ofsted have set this precedent. Until it gets dealt with, that precedent will stand because every school can do the same. They can cover up. Ruth Perry didn't cover up. She was too honest. She didn't cover up her school when it was judged as failing. But Red Robin Preschool covered up. The secretary, she even perjured herself in my tribunal. She lied on oath just to protect the church because all these places are either in schools or church settings. They're all in with each other. They all cover up for each other. I can't get one vicar to deal with it, not one. I was actually dismissed by a vicar wearing his dog collar at the time. I shouldn't have been dismissed. I was protecting the children. It's a protected disclosure and it is unlawful to sack a whistleblower with a protected disclosure. The benefits were stopped and I only got it back in 2016 because I had the protected disclosure as a whistleblower. Yes, I have. About their children, but I'm bothered about every child. Every child matters. The law 2006 covers every child. No child should be treated with abuse. Not one. Nowhere in this country. Anywhere. They shouldn't be. Their future depends on us speaking out. And that's what I intend to keep doing till it's been sorted out. I'm hoping that one of them 60 councillors from Oldham NBC comes back to me and sorts out why they've covered it up for all these years. Why they're still employing people who refuse to employ me because I've safeguarded the under fives. I want them to come back and tell me in a court of law why they have done it, why they have denied me benefits under discrimination as a whistleblower. I want somebody, I don't care who it is, anybody that's got any legal help to help me get it in court because I'm quite happy to go to court. It's never been in court, I've only been to tribunal, I've been denied an appeal. I'd like this appeal for the under fives. It's them I'm appealing for. You might think I'm doing all this for myself. It's nothing to do with myself. It's not my children. My children I've kept safe. It's everybody else's children. So the 60 councillors at OMBC and your safeguarding team, can you let your Lardo know she's still not got me the minutes from the meeting from St James's Church in Thornham? I'm still waiting for them because they've covered it up in the minutes. They've lied in the minutes. That's the vicar and the CCC. I'm relying on a food bank at the moment, which is always nearly out of date and on the last date, and it's unfit for eating, a lot of it. It's a bit hit and miss. I'll get them every 2 weeks now because whistleblowers are treated with disdain. They don't like them. They don't like anybody who's prepared to speak out and tell the truth. I've got the disclosure and I've got another part of the disclosure from the parent who also disclosed at the same time as me, and Ofsted want to keep it out of court because it implicates their cover-up. And I'm not prepared to allow them to cover up. My doctor's surgery is just round the corner from here. I'm being penalised in my doctor's surgery. I can't get appointments. I know there's a lot of people who can't get appointments, but it's even harder if you're a whistleblower. It's even affected my dentist. I've had to give my dentist up I had an ordeal in my dentist last month when I went for my checkup. The hospital at Oldham, I've been treated badly there and I've only ever needed treatment there once. And I won't be going again because I've been treated. And he had the cheek to say, how dare you go to the Care Quality Commission and complain about a doctor? I said it was just an appraisal. He wasn't doing the job proper because my doctor is the safeguarding lead of Chapel Street Doctor Third Practice. Dr. Stewart should be helping me. It's took him over 7 years to finally go to the MASH team. And he went on the 3rd of May this year. He's still not had a response from the MASH team from the 3rd of May, and he's a doctor. They're ignoring the doctors, they're ignoring the judges, they're ignoring everybody. Yeah, sorry. Everybody's being ignored because nobody else will speak out. They just think, oh, it's her from up the road. The girl that all the men bully and threaten because they think they're big bullying me. And the women telling people, the mothers, don't have anything to do with that Dolly Lord. She's a whistleblower and she's causing trouble. I'm sorry, but I've got the evidence, I've got the proof. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have the evidence. I just want it in court. I want the children, I want the five voices to be heard. They have a right to legal representation and they've been denied.
Stephen, what's the sound like? Is it blowy?
I'm going to pass you on it. Yeah, I'm going to pass you over to Peter for a minute now. The woman's daughter.
What Dolly is trying to say is she's had her benefits stopped for whistleblowing, for safeguarding under pipes. She cried out for help in the council chamber, and the mayor said, Javid Chauhan, that it would help, and in her repayment she got banned. That's what it is. She got banned. So every time Dorothy Lord comes out and speaks, it's because her money's been stopped. She's on food parcels which we've forced Oldham Parish Church to give her. People, friends donate food to her for safeguarding under pipes. It's absolutely scandalous. And we've got 60 councillors drawing allowances for sitting and grinning in that council chamber, and some of them are working, so they're getting good money, and this poor lady here got sacked for whistleblowing. But this council of openness, honesty and transparency do not prevail here in Oldham. It means nothing. You think you can keep getting away, you politicians, with your lying, your deceiving, your covering up, and you threaten people with court action if we don't pay the council tax. You don't have to pay the council tax. There have been no liability orders issued for council tax since 2003. And I can verify it because I went to court and tested it. There's no council tax liability orders been given. So how many more lies, deceit, collusion, cover-up have we got? Where's all the money going? Where's all the money going? Wasted. Why couldn't you take a reduction in hard waiting, struggling families? You spent billions on a new town centre, which didn't need doing. None of the old Tommy Field wanted to move. You tried to pause, or you have paused, what was left in trust. That was Thomas's Meadow. 1800s, Thomas's Meadow, he allowed a market to be placed in trust, and what have you done? You've sneakily taken it from Oldhamers. And you're putting your council tax up and up and up. And when we ask councillors for help, you ignore us, you lie, you deceive. We've got two Royton South councillors, Maggie Early, Jade Hughes, who when you ask for help, they go screaming to the council Oh, he's threatening me. He's threatening me. He's doing this. You shouldn't have gone into it, Councillor Early. If people who don't think you are doing your job hold you to account. But this lady, Maggie Early, has refused to help me. 3 standards complaints have gone against her. 3. 20 days should have heard from this council and they've done nothing. You have breached your own standards complaints. You have allowed bickering, threatening councillors from opposite parties where the mayor has had to shut it down. You've got Andy Burnham's assurance review 3 years ago. And where people wave their finger in discourse, they banned them. Is that what you want? You want people banned? This Oldham Council is our arena. This Oldham Council is the public's domain. And we have every right, as a government minister ought to make, councillors hold an important position of trust and authority. And you must demand the highest possible standards. I do not want to hear of gangsters, cartels running our town. We're getting the wrong people in. So when it comes to voting, please just vote. But please don't vote for any of the 3 main parties because they've stabbed us in the back.
For 30 years.
For above 30 years.
More than 30 years.
There is a 15 minutes break, unfortunately. My throat is getting a bit sore. We haven't got the appointments that we on side. Why is that? Why can't we see our doctor? What's happening? You know, why can't we see talking? You're not going to put me behind. Oh, I know. You know, tickets out Oldham Council to the undertakers. But when people can't get in touch with them, are you on that? Is that what it is? You have lied, you have deceived, you have covered up, colluded, lined your own damn pocket at the expense of hard working people, and I'm sick to death of it. And at 72-year-old, I should not be out. Where are our councillors? Now informed Lewis Quick, Royton. He's just gone over to report. He was notified about this protest. Now, this protest finishes at 2 o'clock. He hasn't turned up yet. Oh, I hope that you are not going to be on the gravy train when reform is our only hope. And for Keir Starmer calling me far right because I supported reform, calling me far right and racist, on the Sunday political programme. Just put it down when people pass. On the Sunday political programme, Keir Starmer was on. And the commentator, the political advisor said, 20,000, you bought a field. He said, I bought a field when my mum was ill with cancer. Because she loved donkeys. So he bought a field for her. Keir Starmer, you come to Oldham and I will show you where my family member had to be exhumed from a waterlogged grave for 11 years. The Oldham Council lied, deceived and covered up. And the heartbreak of our family where we had to have her dug up and moved. You despicable bunch. Or we've got a certain group that want their own cemetery. We had one of it all dry. But
Getting all positive feed.
Not really, not on YouTube. I'm going to go to TikTok for next hour.
you are a despicable bunch of liars and deceivers.
Not meant to be a big turnout, with only 3 of us speaking. We're engaging with the public, talking to them about council and stuff like that. We've already had a member of the public come out saying she's not sending her kids to school, she's going to homeschool them. And she's come out of that there with 3 children, a baby and 2 like little kids, like 8, 9-year-old.
We've got councillors grinning, chewing gum, and they sat there. I've been up to Crompton Cemetery this morning. Are you listening, Councillor Chris Goodwin? Are you listening, Nazir Dag, over £100,000 a year salary, who came to Crompton Cemetery because the flooding's still continuing, there is subsidence, and you've done bugger all.
Go on, Pete, you tell them. Right, guys, I'm going to TikTok in a minute.
I don't want the Prime Minister condemning me when I've not done nothing wrong on the Oldham Council to account. So I'll throw the gauntlet down, Keir Starmer. I'll throw the gauntlet down. You come to Oldham and you investigate all the money where everything's gone, the contracts dealt out, the money that's been squandered, the council tax, one of the eyes, the poverty, free, Oldhamers, children on the poverty line, families. You come to Oldham again, it's vastly gone worse since 10 years ago when you came. And you tell me that I'm telling the wrong. You tell me how you would feel when this council covered up the gross failings within our cemetery. When the churches in the cemetery are falling into disrepair and you are at risk of being clattered with a tile, with a slate. But when the subsidence, and I spoke to a grounds person this morning, to see if that subsidence had been removed, and he said you might as well talk to the gravestone. Am I talking to you, council officers, leader of this council? Are you a stone-headed gravestone? Am I impregnating you? Are you listening to me as a council taxpayer? You know, you're sick of people to death. Sicken people to that, and you're bickering and calling. And when you tried 7 times, when people of Oldham who spent their time going into the council chamber 6 until 9, holding this council to account for the benefit of everyone else, and Andy Burnham's assurance review on the CSC, child sexual exploitation, and because you wave a finger, you're banned. Thank you. You were banned. I have been banned a total of 2.5 years for holding councillors to account. And yet in January, the police had to come into the council. In June, they had to come in. And this month, the mayor had to stop it. These are councillors slagging one another off. You should be damn well ashamed of yourselves, Oldham Council. You're a disgrace. You're sitting on the gravy train. You're on £100,000 to £200,000 salaries, the council officers, that the councillors elect. We don't elect them. If they're not good in their job, you should be down the road. But these people come from other council that's gone bankrupt. It's absolutely crazy.
Music time, bit of music, break time. Do you want to carry on? Right.
Turn it on. We're having a break. It's on till 2 o'clock. It's on till 2 o'clock. You know, hopefully John Lawrence will put it out there. Shame on any of our accounts, especially reporting, you know.
Right, I'm going YouTube. I'm going on TikTok.
Not just Royton, Oldham and all in this country, because the